Wheaties. Can you hear me? How do I pucker up a simple burger recipe? Betty Crocker's answer? Pickleburgers. I'm Melinda and I'm cooking my way through Betty Crocker's 1971 recipe card library. Today we're making pickle burgers. These are from section W, Foods That Go Places, and it's card number 12. I love pickles and I love burgers, and so I'm very excited to try a pickle burger. It is a pretty straightforward burger recipe. We are using Wheaties in my hamburger mix, which I think is interesting. And then you just serve it on a bun. You're gonna obviously have pickles on the burger, but then you're also gonna baste the burger with pickle juice while it's cooking. I think it's gonna taste pretty good, so let's give it a try. All right, so the first step is to mix thoroughly all ingredients except pickle, pickle liquid, and buns. Yeah, I know I'm not gonna mix the buns in, Betty. Now, here's my question. The recipe calls for, well, I'm having the recipe, it calls for 3 cups, but I'm gonna use 1.5 cups. It calls for just 3 cups of Wheaties cereal. It doesn't say to crush it, but I think I should crush it, right? I think I should crush it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a cup. Okay, and I'm gonna just kind of smush it a bit. Wheaties are actually a General Mills product. It was their first ready-to-eat cereal. It came out in like 1921, so it's like older than Betty Crocker. And it was actually an accident. They dumped a hot wheat bran onto a stove and it like sizzled and cracked and flaked and it became Wheaties. Wheaties was also the first food product to ever have its own jingle on the radio. It came out on December 24th, 1926. Okay, the Wheaties are going in. Oh, by the way, I should say that this is like 75% ground beef and 25% ground pork. And I have a pound total here for my half recipe. Then we are gonna put in the milk. So this is a 1/2 cup of milk. Is that what I'm doing? 1/2 cup of milk. Then some salt and pepper. Then some chopped onion. It's supposed to be a tablespoon, but I went a little overboard with that. And then I have 1 egg beaten. Now I'm just gonna mix it all together, mix thoroughly. It's interesting that we're putting Wheaties into this burger mix. You don't typically see that with a hamburger today. I do know that Betty had a lot of recipes in the time of World War II while like rationing was happening, where she would help you find ways to like stretch your meat and use less meat in a meal. And so adding Wheaties was a common thing that they would suggest, because it's a General Mills product, to kind of stretch out the amount of meat that you're using to feed your family. So makes sense, but is a little strange today. You know what, I'm afraid I might have to get in here with my hands. And I really don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get in there with my hands. Squitch. Oh, it's so cold and wet. It's really wet. Wheaties, you gotta start soaking things up in here. Do your part. That looks like a real mash. A real meat mash. Now I have a greased jelly roll pan. It calls for a jelly roll pan. This is what I use when a recipe calls for a jelly roll pan. It's not really one, but it's lightly greased. We're gonna put 6 patties on here. So I have to turn these into patties. I hope there's enough space for them. How do I know if it's a 6th or not? I don't know. I know they're gonna kind of shrink up, right? That's what burgers do. It's not a cute substance. It's not giving burger to me. It's giving other. All right, there they are. They're my burgers. These are gonna go in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes, and while they're in there, we'll prepare the liquid for basting. So we're gonna prepare our pickle brine, our pickle basting mechanism. So I have just a jar of Vlasic, kind of, you know, one of your iconic pickle brands. And well, first of all, how many pickles? We need 1/8 of a cup plus a tablespoon. I don't know. We're just gonna eyeball it. We'll know when we're ready. I guess we're gonna finely diced, finely chopped. So here we go. I've never finely chopped a pickle before. Oh, they smell so good. I love pickles. I'm gonna give them all like a second pass here after I do a rough chop. I think these are finely chopped enough. Yeah, it's rustic. I've made quite a mess, as you can see. And then we're just gonna put some pickle liquid in there too. A nice relish to baste our burgers with. Now, while we're here, I want to also chop, or I guess slice a couple pickles. If you look at the photo, there's like slices of pickles in between each burger as kind of decoration. So I wanna make sure that we have some slices too. I feel like I should go long ways because that's how you'll be able to see it in the stack, you know, if they're like kind of. Our burgers have been in the oven for about 20 minutes and you know, you can see they're starting to leak a lot of fat and you can really start to see the crackles of Wheaties in there as it starts to cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna baste each burger by just kind of dripping some juice and some pickle on it. It smells interesting. All right, I think they're basted. I'm gonna put them back in the oven for another 30 minutes and she says to just keep basting occasionally. So we'll check back in a bit. While our pickle burgers are in the oven, let's talk about the classic pickle, Vlasic. Vlasic claims to be the crunchiest pickle on the market, but did you know that that crunch started in a creamery? In 1912, Frank Vlasic established a dairy creamery in Detroit, Michigan, which soon expanded to selling ham and pickles for the city's Polish community. Up until then, pickles were made at home or produced in large barrels for distribution, but Vlasic pioneered the sale of individual pickle jars and quickly became a household name across America, with pickle consumption quadrupling by the 1970s. Around that time, Vlasic introduced one of America's most famous food mascots, the Groucho Marx-inspired stork. Why a stork? Well, after the baby boom ended, Vlasic thought he could use a new career. It's a cheeky reason, but that's what I love about the Vlasic family. They thought pickles should be fun food, and so their marketing never took themselves too seriously. Paul Vlasic even published a pickle joke book. We take for granted that for centuries, pickles were an at-home preservation technique. But today, companies like Vlasic have perfected the recipe and have done all of the hard work for us, so we can just pick up the pickles at the store and use them as an ingredient for boosting flavor, like we're doing with this pickle burger recipe. All right, it's been 30 minutes and the pickle burgers are out of the oven and they look interesting and they smell weird. There's an aroma that I don't recognize in a hamburger, and I blame the Wheaties, but we'll see. Before we properly assemble a burger and give it a taste, I wanted to prepare them in the tray the way that they are in this photo, which is technically for a picnic in the park. You know, if it's a food that goes places, you'd be able to carry these pickle burgers to the park. So I guess, how am I gonna do this? I think I'm just gonna scoop them. George Foreman would not like this. These are just sitting in fat. Okay. You go like that. Then I'm gonna stack a couple extra pickles, okay? Then the next, drain a bit. Okay. Maybe I should do them all first and then put the pickles in. I don't know. Squish together burgers. Squish together. I was gonna try to put all 6 in here, but maybe I just go ahead and make my burger with the 6th one. There you go. Put some extra pickle slices on top. All right. Let's clean up this mess and then we'll give it a taste. Okay, it's time to taste. You see, I was really excited about this recipe because I love pickles, but something about the smell is not pleasing. I'm a little nervous here. I'm a little nervous I'm gonna hate it, and then I'm gonna be really sad because I love pickles. I thought I was gonna love a pickle burger. So fingers crossed that this works out okay, okay? I'm ready. It's just like something about an oven burger too, like it's not gonna have any of the same qualities as like a pan-fried burger or a grilled burger. Something's just weird here. The Wheaties are gonna be weird. I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. All right, let's take a bite. I gotta do it. Maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll be haunted by it for the rest of my days. Okay. I'm getting mostly bun. Okay, there's a crunch of pickle happening. Yeah, okay, interesting. Let me just take a bite of burger. The burger is meatloaf. That's the only way I can explain it. Like, it's so, or like, imagine a meatball without any of the meatball flavor and without the sauce. It's giving dry meatball. Okay, yeah, interesting, interesting. Don't know how I feel about it. Not great, not great, not terrible. Hasn't ruined pickles for me. I still love pickles, but something about this ain't sitting right. Oh, pickles are so good. Yeah, it's just kind of sad. It's just a really sad burger. Okay. All right, Pickleburgers. I don't know. They say never meet your heroes. And that's how I feel today. I was really excited about the pickle burger and it just came out disappointed. Yeah, it's not good. But it's not bad. It's not a bad idea. Maybe if I basted it more, maybe if I put pickles in the mix. I think maybe my Wheaties ratio was off. Maybe there's too much Wheaties in there, but it was a weird meat mixture. If this was just a regular burger full of pickles, I think I would have liked it more. But hey, I'm following the recipe. And so therefore, I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 red spoons. Back in the box. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out this other fun twist on a burger, the green bean bunwitches, next. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, happy homemaking.